Hi guys, Bike Paula. Hope you're all safe and well. So you joined me then for a video today, something a little bit different. I'm visiting Manhattan Motorcycles here on London Road in Sheffield. So this is a long running established dealership. They've been here since 1980, very popular with obviously anybody who's a fan of Royal Enfields. I've never visited the dealership, so that's one of my reasons to come to this today. I've previously purchased like sporty naked bikes from places like SMC Bikes and Via Moto. A lot of them have moved out to Sheffield now. So SMC moved to Chesterfield as Steel City Classics, and Via Moto moved to Barnsley. So I've never seen many Royal Enfields in the flesh other than the bike show at the NEC. I've never been on a Royal Enfield before, so I thought it'd be interesting to take a look today. Hopefully we might be able to do a vlog video on a Royal Enfield soon, possibly the Bear 650 or the Classic 650. And I spoke to Steve at the dealership, who promised me that he'd be able to give me a little tour of the showroom, have a look round at the clothing department and just give me the rundown on Manhattan Motorcycles and what they're all about. As you know from last year, we've had a lot of motorbike franchises and dealerships closed, so yeah, the local ones are really good. So yeah, let's have a little look in there today and see what it's all about. So we're in Manhattan Motorcycles in Sheffield, and this is Steve, who's the sales manager here. So yeah, Steve, if you want to just tell us about Manhattan Motorcycles and a bit about yourself.
Yeah, no, Manhattan, been here a long time. I think it started as Rainbow Motorcycles in 1977, and then was bought by a chap who called it Manhattans because there was a trend of American sounding takeaways and all sorts on this street, and he actually decided that if it failed as a bike shop, it would end up being a burger bar, which is exactly what he was going to do. So that was from 1981, and then Paul Burke bought it in 93, as I remember, and obviously we're here to the present day. We've had Enfield about 7 years, but the building itself is 1840s. So very historic street. We've got a picture from 1902, and you can clearly see Ponsfords who are down there, we're here, Red Lions there, White Lions there. So we're in, not the middle of the city, but just on the outskirts. But it's a famous old place in so much as the age of this stuff, and it's a traditional, it suits the Enfield brand brilliant.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's a really interesting history then. So if you want to just give us a little look at some of your bikes that you've got in stock at the moment.
I mean, Enfield as a brand, probably people remember it from say 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. You know, you'd see 60s technology maybe, a bit vibrating, very quaint, very nice, lovely heritage, but maybe for that sort of person that were into that type of older bike. What you've seen in the last sort of 5 years is the total revamp of the brand. So even the 350 Classics that look very similar to the older ones, they're much nicer to ride, they're much more refined, but still being a traditional bike. You've got the 350 platform there, the Hunter. Yeah. And then, I mean, we'll go down a few of them, but then you've got a thoroughly modern 450 liquid cooled, which only came out back end of the year. That's the Gorilla. Yeah. And it was premiered by the Himalayan with the liquid cooled. So of course Enfield attracted a lot of new customers with the air cooled Himalayan 411. Yeah. That was maybe 2019, I think. That brought a lot of non-Enfield customers to the brand. A lighter weight adventure bike, it got people into the brand. And what I'm finding, I've been here about 2.5 years. I've been in the trade since the mid-80s, started at Carnell. Yeah. I remember those. Paul's been there before, was Wilf Greens, and Zen Importer. And so basically, he's had a brand about 7 years, I've been here about 2.5. And what I've seen in that 2.5 years is they've gone from a little range, people not being so sure about the brand, and they've really expanded.
Yeah, they're huge now, aren't they? Yeah.
They continue. Yeah. I mean, don't forget, the 4th or 5th now in Britain, maybe 6th, that goes up and down with the competition, but in India they made 850,000 bikes last year. Yeah. 700,000 stay in India, so a massive brand in India. Lots of investment. America's now growing. So it's not that quaint old pipe smoking British, you know, tin roasted to spectacles. It's got a bike for everybody now. Oh yeah, we got electronic something like the chipper dashes and things like that. Yeah, first Google Dash. You know, they're not high on complex technology. Yeah. Just don't forget, India expect to fix that bike beside the road most of the time. Yeah. They can't run away with the technology, but they've got to make it relevant. What I find riding them is they're getting a bit braver now. Shotgun, a little bit of a crossover thing. Custom-y, bit more of an attitude, the Gorilla. Yeah. So it's nice that we're growing as a dealership because they're growing as a brand. we're always scratching our heads about where do we fit them all? Where do they all go?
Yeah.
This place gets no bigger.
It's a nice little layout though, isn't it? How you've got it all with all the accessories as well up on the walls, yeah.
Victorian buildings, well, they're high.
Yeah.
So the ceilings are high. Well, I'm small, so I find this quite difficult. But we're putting the accessories out.
Yeah.
You know, we're putting them high up so customers can come and see. We've sold a load off there to the Super Meteor that's outside that we've just been preparing. But yeah, range of bikes, range of colours is really good.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, we can't really fit a bigger brand in here. We do have used bikes. This is one, it's 350 classic used, but we, you know, we've only got so much room,
Yeah.
so we can only do so much with what we've got. But we try and fit them in where we can. But we don't want it to be a storeroom. We don't want 30 bikes in here and nobody can get in and see them.
Yeah.
That's what we try.
Well,
to do.
it's nice and spacious, isn't it? It made most of the area and.
Oh, do you know what? Whenever you have a desk, we've got a desk now.
Yeah.
Where I can have a sleep. We've got a coffee machine. And yeah, the history of Enfield's there. Obviously, quite a proud British brand. Yes, it's made in India for the last 40 years, but remember, they reckon 60% of the development is in Bruntingthorpe in Leicestershire.
Right.
There's 100 odd staff there. That's expanding. They own Harris Performance, the chassis experts. You know, there's a lot of British influence, and the newer 650s and the new 450 platform, the liquid cool. Most of that design is in Britain. Yes,
Yeah.
of course, India lead it and fund it, I suppose. But there's British people designing this stuff.
And what would you say is like your biggest seller then, the most popular one at the minute?
Do you know
or
what?
last year?
I sound like a politician, but seriously, there's nothing really that is a poor seller.
Yeah.
One of the older models like the Continental probably has got a limited market, but the 350s, I looked at them. There's a Meteor, the custom one, the Classic and the Bullet Relation, and then the little Hunter, the city bike. The sales are about the same, virtually exactly the same. So the 350s are popular, and then the 650s, people tend to come up from the 350.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say, the Himalayan was obviously very popular because it was new. It had a huge launch, the liquid cooled engine, etc., etc. So yes, we sold a lot of Himalayans. But you know what? They all sell, and the colours all sell. There might be 9 colours sometimes for each bike.
Yeah, well, I thought that because I mean, I had a look at the NEC at the bike show, and obviously on Royal Enfield side, and some of the colours are brilliant, aren't they? They really stand out, like the Gorilla, and that I saw the Bear, the new colourways to that for next year look great.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, I have to say this, I've not worked with every single brand of bike, but their paintwork is superb. We've now got new LED lights so you can see it a bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
But outside, when the sun's out, the fine metallics and things that you don't necessarily see in here, you see them outside. And I have to be honest, their variety and the depth of lustre, if you like, and the detail is brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to compare them to other brands. That Royal Enfield are Royal Enfield.
Yeah.
But the quality and the variance of the paints is good. And it's quite mischievous sometimes to keep changing the badges for different colours. And it's nice. And it gives them a bit of character.
Yeah.
You know, so...
would you say with the 450, you know, the 450 Himalaya, would you say that that's kind of taken off even more than the original, the 411? Has it kind of gone on to the next level a little bit?
I think what it's done is, again, it's reintroduced Enfield as a brand to non-Enfield customers. The Himalayan 411, I think, brought people in as that type of lighter weight adventure bike.
Yeah.
This is you could say, more serious version of it.
Yeah.
But there's competition out there, maybe more so than there was. The other manufacturers now are seeing that mid-range 350 to 650 with this in the middle. I think a lot of the manufacturers ignored it for a while, but they're not ignoring that now. You know that it's a credible market, they want to be in it.
Yeah, because it's got show of forks, doesn't it? And there's a lot of kind of upgrades over the original one, isn't there?
I think things about the Enfield, about the price, and people say, well, it's a bit cheaper than a lot. Is it cheaper put together? Well, frankly, no, they're not. One of the Indian guys said this to us when we were at Bruntingthorpe last year, and when he said it, I thought, well, this is obvious. He said, it's the only major brand they know, it could stand to be corrected, that every single nut and bolt and tyre and everything is made in India.
Yeah.
Even the show suspension, they've now got a factory in Japan.
Wow. Because
they got the contract for them. So every component, and he thinks, if you had, let's say like Triumph, and we're not being critical of Triumph, it's a brilliant story, Triumph, but 60% of their parts are imported into Thailand for assembly. He says that could add up to £1,000 on an Enfield, bringing it across the world into Europe.
Yeah.
So that's why they believe that their price is competitive, because everything's made in the same country.
Yeah.
There's no import duties, no shipping and taxes. So that's one of the reasons why the prices are competitive.
And I mean, the value on some of them is amazing, isn't it? Because am I right in saying that, is it the Meteors that are just over like £4,000? There's not much in it, is
yeah,
there?
the Hunter's just under.
Yeah.
The Gorilla is just under 5.
Yeah.
It goes £50 over for the top one. But you've got your centre stand, your USB-C connector, your Google clock,
yeah,
dash. So you've got a lot of value for money and 3 years warranty and 3 years breakdown. But you know, I've not worked with a more reliable brand.
No.
Well put together. And we have very, very few issues, and the minor issues when we do.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a brand to work with, it'd be great. You know?
Oh yeah. I mean, the pricing is crazy, because I think when I bought my first, what you call like big bike, my SV650, I'm sure at the time that were about £4,000, maybe a little bit under. And that was 2005 time.
Probably.
And you think, like, you know, 20 years later, and you can get a brand new bike, you know. When you think about inflation and everything else and cost of materials, there's not much in it compared
there's
to...
some Japanese 125s, dearer than that there.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of technology there, and the handling's superb, the stability of it, I ride it quite a bit. They're superb. There's nothing that makes you think, well, it's only £5,000.
Yeah,
so therefore, you expect this to be that and that to be that. It's not like that at all.
No, I mean, I had a sit on a couple of NEC, and like you say, paintwork and finish, and none of it screams like, you know, oh, it's cheap, done to a budget or anything like that. They look premium, don't they? They look really smart, yeah.
And you know, they're so keen to attract people to the brand and keep them.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen with it. But my impression of riding them all is, you might get the wrong bike, but if you get the right one, there's not much will disappoint you. There's not really anything. You know, the way they're put together, the way everything works, the comfort. They're a little bit heavier than some, but that means they're not as flighty. On our bumpy roads, they're stable, they're reliable, they're dependable. Yeah. And they all seem to handle beautifully for me, you know.
And in terms of like your services that you offer here, I know you do MOTs and you do the parts and all of it. Is it kind of full dealership?
Yeah, I mean, Manhattan were famous, and I've been famous for many years for sourcing parts. Paul's a bit of a guru, and Clifford in there. So there's a lot of people come from for spares for any brand. They always have done. The parts department's almost separate, if that makes sense. And people come in and we service all sorts.
So it doesn't have to be Enfield; it can be anything then. Really.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because Enfield's only been something we took on 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It's got bigger, so it's needed me to sort of handle it or manage it.
Yeah.
But yet in there, yes, we still do a lot of Enfield stuff, but they still do a lot of spares, supplying the works with a lot of spares, mail order. We do a lot of mail order as well. So, but that Manhattan's always been known as a spares and parts specialist. Paul can if I see a apartment from 1987 and he can tell you what it is. You know, it's amazing. So, and he's got things upstairs in his parts department that, quite frankly, nobody can get hold of anymore.
Yeah.
That's just how this place is. But it's nice to have this side as well, where we've got a really nice brand. We can present it nicely. Yeah. And you know, so we've got that facet. We've got the workshop as well. MOTs we do, and so we go somewhere else with the MOT, but we do them. And as I say, I think Enfield, we fit the brand quite nicely, and because you know we're quite small and compact, not just me. I think that's the way the market's been going at the moment. We're not too big. Yeah. We can handle it. There's 5 of us total, so when it's been like challenging or quiet as it has been over the last year, we're in a better position. But the brand going forward with the Classic coming out and the Bear, you know, we're quite excited because once again, there's things new to focus on and to see. The Gorilla's only come out last September. That's not really took off because of the season, but it will do. We've had so much interest in it for the new season, 25. Yeah, that's going to sell. There's 5, you know, distinctive colours. And so we're confident going into the new year that will sell. Oh yeah, and I think like the Bear 650, because there's a lot of bikes that are going down the kind of scrambler look, and that looks kind of nailed on, doesn't it? That it'd be a popular bike, really. The scrambler's still a popular genre, you know, Triumph, Ducati and their versions, and that's fine. And the Interceptor sort of lent itself, but they're famous for winning the Bear Run in 1960. There's a framed picture on there. Yeah. And so, you know, Enfield were late to the party in some ways, but they've refined that Interceptor engine so well with a Super Meteor and shotgun that I'm already certain it's going to be a really nice bike to ride.
Yeah.
It looks distinctive, and once again, Enfield have got their own heritage.
Yeah.
With that, all right, was it called a scrambler then, back in 1960? It may not have been, but the point is, it serves that purpose.
Yeah.
And so they've got a very credible entry into that market. So,
It looks great with like the spoke wheels and
and,
the start of.
and the good news is, we thought it would come in end of Feb, beginning of March, and now it looks like it's going to be in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
watch this space.
Yeah.
It should be good.
So I know you've got your clothing upstairs, and you mentioned kind of off camera it's been had a bit of a revamp. So if you want to have a wander up, show us the van up there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Up in the clothing area then, so it's kind of split into 2 rooms, and this is a smaller area. But yeah, if you want to give us a bit of background to this, I know it's been redeveloped and
this was a kitchen last winter. Sink was there and everything else. We've been really well backed by LS2, that they've helped us with the slack wall, so we've made a really nice area. Women's clothing and boots here. We've only got so much space, and maybe people don't realise we've got this upstairs. We have to physically get people up, which we want to do in 2025, because we've got this is all new. So as I say, sweeping round here, got Enfield, and this empty space here is going to be Royal Enfield clothing. Yes, it's not finished yet. We're waiting on some stands. The dummy's going to have a nice plinth, maybe, and some nice pictures.
Yeah.
So this will be Enfield. That's LS2 clothing. But our original clothing room is just across the way. And as I said, there's a little bit more in there. Space is always an issue for us, but we do what we can.
Yeah, some nice gloves here. They're all different styles. You've got your kind of retro vintage style, aren't you? And your sports
ones.
ones.
Colour as well.
Yeah.
And we've got some wider fit and narrower fit, women's stuff. Again, we're not J&S, etc. We haven't got a huge showroom. We can only fit what we can fit, but we think we've got a nice range.
Yeah.
So we'll take you through to the original showroom, if you like. There's some Royal Enfield stuff here that's going to go in a nice glass case next door.
Yeah, plenty of helmets here. I think there's loads. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
They're all 2206, the new standards. We like LS2. We've got some Shark, which is all this year's models. Obviously, Risha. We're major on Risha clothing in this side. There's the gloves, summer, winter, all seasons, and then round to the boots. And yeah, it's a compact place, and we want to get more people up here that realise now that we've got this. But yeah.
Well, you squeezed a lot in, though, haven't you? I mean, there's a good range of helmets in this display alone, isn't there? Really, you've got like a nice collection there.
We've tried to, and although there's bigger places, and there's Clay Cross, and there's the J&S, etc. But in this big city now, there's only us really selling franchise bikes, and a good range of road clothing, or as good a range as we can fit in. So we hopefully more people will come and see us as the sun comes out.
Yeah, I mean, there's some nice jackets in there, because it's kind of like matching with your bikes, isn't it? Down there, you've obviously got some kind of ones that fit in with the Hunters and the Meteors and classics and stuff.
Your scramblers there, and your little bit of your sort of your brown or your greens. We don't want to stereotype people, but this type of clothing is becoming more popular. The casual stuff, but with the armour in it. The Venter stuff for summer. People still want to look good and go to the pub, and they don't just look like a Power Ranger or layers of clothing. They can be protected and have decent clothing on. And so we're just trying to do what we can, really.
And I guess you have most of these in most sizes, you can order them in and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We deal with virtually every supplier. If we haven't got it here, we'll even get 2 sizes for you to try it on, and we'll send the others back. It costs us a bit, but we'll do it if that helps the customer. We will. Obviously, we're aware how easy mail order is, but if ever we went mail order, then have no shops to fix the bikes.
No.
That's what they need to remember.
Yeah.
And so, yes, of course, we've got to be competitive.
And to be honest, you don't really get the same buying online when it comes to helmets. It's ideal scenario is you get to be able to like try them on and go from one to another, don't you? Because you don't know if a Shark's going to be perfect or it's more like an LS2 or
a medium in that or a large in this. And the thing is, does that helmet that gets sent mail order bounce around in the van all day? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Don't know.
Yeah.
But we know our helmets come direct from the supplier. They put out of the way on the shelves. they're not thrown around anywhere, they're not mail ordered, and they're a fresh helmet.
Yeah.
And I think that counts for a lot when it's your head.
And you said some of these LS2s they're quite like good pricing, aren't they? They're like about £100 roughly upwards kind of thing.
We start about 80 quid.
Yeah.
And we go up to about 300. But like, you know, these are between 109, 120. But what's happening now is flips are getting really popular. You know, people are liking this versatility.
Yeah.
So you've got a full face into a flip, and then you've got your sun visor as well. And so,
good,
you know, we're finding the trend is slowly moving for most, let's say, regular road riders. A lot of people are looking at flip helmets.
Yeah.
But we've got open face, flips, full face. You know, we try and cater for everybody where we can.
Yeah.
You've never got enough room for every colour and every style. It's not possible. But we're trying to do what we can.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of like adventure style ones, or is that something that they might bring online, do you think?
We're looking at it. Again, space is a premium.
Yeah.
We're looking at it. There's definitely stuff out there. We're bringing an adventure boot in, we think, soon.
Yeah.
But again, if a customer orders something specially, we'll get it in. If we look at it and think, hey, what's nice that? The price is right, we'll stock it.
Yeah.
But again, if we stock something, we have to make room for it somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's challenging.
Yeah.
But I think with the Enfield range, there might be a bit of that stuff coming.
Yeah, just thinking with like the Himalayan and things like that, you know, they're adventure based, aren't they, or biased, kind of touring, travelling, all
exactly.
that. Yeah.
No, and we always listen to our customers. If they give us some hints or what's going on out there, we'll try and follow it where we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're quite proud of it. It's took a lot of work.
No, it looks really good. It looks really smart. Like you say, it's deceptive when you see building from outside. You won't realise this upstairs.
No.
And what you've packed into the area is good as well. Like a nice little range of helmets here and jackets and so on.
We've even turned radiator on, so it's not sub-zero.
Yeah, so thanks for showing me around then, Steve. So I know you mentioned, as well as your parts and the bikes and the clothing, you've got a busy workshop, and they can kind of cover most manufacturers. It's not just Enfield, is it?
Yeah, we're authorised Enfield dealers, you know, so with an authorised workshop. But I mean, the two mechanics we've had, I don't know exactly how long combined, but they've been here a long time. They can fix and mend anything. All right, there's challenges, spares availability on some things, but you know, we do generally get bikes from the 80s right up to modern Ducatis, and you know, we can repair them, service them, whatever. Obviously, tons of tyre fitting. We've always been big on tyres, and so yeah, the parts department again, very busy. So yeah, the Enfield thing is a sort of separate thing in a way.
Yeah.
But it's all integrated. But yeah, Manhattan previous to Enfield was always known for the parts and servicing, and still are.
Right, that's good to know. Then you can bring like pretty much any bike down and have a look.
Don't leave it too late though. I mean, you know, it's like the bike trade. You know, just before Easter or just before the TT, every man and his dog rings up and wants an MOT or a service on Friday or a tyre, and then wonder why there's another 300 people have asked the same question, and we can't just fit them in. And that happens, as you know. As soon as the sun breaks out, everybody wants everything doing, and we do our best.
Yeah.
But we can do most of everything.
Brilliant. And I know we mentioned a little bit, touching it earlier in terms of like events, and earlier you said to me like off camera about the Enfield One Ride that is a big event that took place last year, and that's coming up next year as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Like everybody, we use social media. We're not as prolific as we could be. There's not many of us here, but when there's a new bike or when there's something happening, it'll go on our media pages. When there's a new machine like the Bear's coming and the Classic, we may have an open night. It will be publicised. We might have a bit of tea and coffee on, or my wife, for the last couple of times she bakes a bit, we've done Royal Enfield cookies,
nice,
which is perfecting, just to get them the right red and the right thing. So they might be available.
I'll turn up for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so we'd try and do that. We'd have an open day with a test ride, and then, like you said, the one ride, and that's quite an interesting event because it's the third week of September normally. I haven't got the date this year, but Enfield expect every Royal Enfield dealer in the world to take some of their customers on a ride out.
Yeah.
Last year went to Elvington to the Yorkshire Air Museum. This year we don't know yet, but we'll be going somewhere. And it's a thank you to everyone comes out on an Enfield. We have a nice ring, bit of lunch there, and we come back. And that's a nice thing. Enfield back it with point of sale and a bit of a gift. And it's nice. The brand is growing, the infrastructure is growing. They sort of whether it's because they're Indian, I don't know, but they very much value their customers.
Yeah.
And they like to sort of do something that, all right, it's publicity for them, we know this, but it's a nice thing to be involved in. Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be some open evenings, probably that open day, maybe the Enfield Roadshow might come here. Yeah. I haven't been offered that yet, but they might do. That's another customer. And the one ride will definitely happen. And so yeah, you know, it's a proactive brand. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you have a lot of loyal customers then, don't you?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much associated with Enfield in that respect, but because Manhattan have been here so long, you know, the customers know Paul, the boss, they know us. So, okay, yeah, of course, Enfield customers need looking after properly. But he's got some very loyal customers that no matter what they've got, where they shop, you know, they come and buy from us. And obviously, we touched on last time about the local dealers. It's more important than ever.
Yeah.
We can't expect everybody to buy everything from us, obviously. But, you know, we are competitive on most things, especially tyres, you know, and we supply and fit here. So, you know, we really need our local people to support us there. They're not going to be out of pocket.
No.
You know, they can talk to us, they can ask us if we can match this price. We generally can.
Yeah.
But we need that business.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's been a tough year. You've seen some dealers now aren't in this area. We still want to be here.
Yeah, definitely.
While ever we're here, we can fix the bikes and fix the tyres and do all the other stuff that you can't get online, and that's important.
Yeah, and for bikers, obviously, you don't want to be checking out miles and miles because the dealer's closed down. You're going to have to go like 50, 100 miles just to get your bike serviced or looked at or an MOT or something like that. Yeah,
it's challenging, you know, this industry at the moment. It's tough. When I've been in it, you know, 30 odd years, 38 years, I don't look old enough, I know. Paul longer. And it's as challenging as 12 months as it's been. There's no point dressing that up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there discussing that. So, you know, you can't try and get the cheapest deal online everywhere, then wonder where the shops have gone.
Yeah.
You know, the two go hand in hand, but we have to be competitive.
Yeah.
You know, we have to compete. And as long as the customer gives us a chance, that's what we try and do. So yeah, we want to be here for years, till we retire. If we ever get the boss to retire, I think you carry him out in a box. I think that's how it's going to be. But yeah, so you know, we close on a Sunday, and that's not going to change. Yeah. We need that day off, but we're here 6 days otherwise. You know. Yeah. Coffee machine's always on. So there's always a drink.
Yeah. And I guess people just keep an eye on your Facebook. I'll put a link on that, by the way, on this video, below the video, to your Facebook and so on. And then when the new bike comes out, you know, they can have a look out for any photographs and details about test rides and launches and stuff.
Yeah, we'll definitely post that. And obviously, you know, we'd like to invite you back to give your impressions on the Enfields. You're welcome to ride any. Yeah. You know. Everybody's different, everybody wants something different. We think Enfield in the last 5 years have developed a very nice range. Very nice range. They're here to stay, no question, and it's a brand we're happy to be involved in.
Brilliant. Well, thanks a lot for letting me look around today and show me around. And like I say, guys, check out the links below this video, and hopefully next month or so we'll try and do like take out a Bear 650 and do a little vlog on that. Yeah. So appreciate that, Steve. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So yeah, great to have a little look round the Manhattan Motorcycles dealership today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Sorry if it's a little bit noisy out here, obviously we're next to a main road, but great to meet Steve and have a little look round, and fantastic in terms of the bikes on display, the clothing and just the knowledge. I know Steve mentioned that the mechanics there have got years of experience as well, so really good to check them out. Have a look at the Facebook page for them. I'll put that in the comments below this video or in the description, and look out for more videos coming soon, because hopefully we'll take out an Enfield from the dealership, and in the next coming months I believe the Bear 650 is out at the end of January, so yeah, that one should be on the list to take out and do a video for. So big thanks to Steve at the dealership, and please like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you've got any questions then please ask in the comments, but thanks again for watching. Okay guys, thank you, bye bye.